Crypto gang, welcome back to another episode. If you guys are new here, we do a giveaway at the beginning of every single episode, and today's winner is Sparkster 2010. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video with your Bitcoin wallet address, Sparkster. Just sent you some crypto. On this episode, I sit down for an exclusive interview with Daniel, the CEO of Exodus Wallet. It is a revolutionary wallet that is extremely well designed. They flew me out to LA this past weekend. I got a chance to sit down with Daniel and talk about where their team is at, what type of traction they're seeing, which is over 4 million downloads, and also some of the technology that he's excited about. In terms of design, Exodus is the cream of the crop. You cannot get better than Exodus on mobile as well as desktop. Very exciting thing that they've implemented SegWit addresses, so you can literally use legacy Bitcoin addresses as well as SegWit addresses. And overall, their experience is phenomenal. Without further ado, let's dive into the interview with Daniel, the CEO of Exodus.
What's up, everyone? I am here with Daniel Castagnoli, the CEO and co-founder of Exodus Wallet. How's it going, Daniel?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
For sure. So we were just catching up a little bit about Exodus. As you guys know, I've been a big fan of Exodus and their practices over the last 3 years now. And I got my parents on it. It's a fantastic wallet, and there's some really exciting things coming. So first of all, I kind of wanted to just hear the founding story. So how did Exodus come to be?
Great question. You guys probably all know that in the beginning, this was in 2015, my co-founder and I, JP, we always wanted to create, he actually had a wallet called Coinbolt, and I met him and I was like, we need to create something that it looks nice, it looks beautiful. And, we kind of went back and forth a little bit, and he and I started playing around, and eventually Shapeshift, which wasn't Shapeshift at the time, but came out with this ability to swap assets. And this was real early in 2015. And we looked at each other and we were like, we can build a wallet that is kind of around this ability to exchange assets. So that was the genesis and the beginning of Exodus. Didn't even mean to do that. But and so today, Exodus has grown into something that far than I could have ever imagined. But that's the story. We have a lot to thank Shapeshift for doing that, because that really gave us the impetus to say, let's build a wallet on top of this exchange service.
That's awesome. And one of the cool things is we're here at Crypto Space in downtown, I guess, San Pedro, which is technically LA. But we're here, and there's probably 50 people right outside, all having a great time. So it has become this huge community. And when it comes to team, we're going to go through team, traction, and technology as usual. So in terms of team, when you first started, it was just you and JP. And then what was that like, scaling it up to where it is now, and where are you guys at now?
Yeah, so JP and I when it was just he and I remember we'd get these customer support tickets that come in, and we would actually, each one of us would love to answer them because it was so cool. Like, he's like, wait, we built something and people are actually using it? This is awesome. Of course I want to talk to you. And then we ended up having a kind of a beta channel in our Slack group. And in this beta group, a lot of people were just diehard Exodus users. We ended up hiring some of those people, and they became some of our very first employees because they loved Exodus so much. Then we kind of built our customer support team, and JP and I are still answering tickets. Now, fast forward 2019, we are over 50 people. And it's distributed all worldwide. So for us, we try to get the best people that we can. And we're lucky in that you don't have to have a geographic location. You can just work from anywhere. So for us, the team all just kind of works in Slack, and we're 24/7 remote. We have a 24/7 customer support team that runs around the clock. I joke with my co-founder that no matter what, I've gotten married, I've had kids, we've done all this crazy stuff, and Exodus is always released every 2 weeks, even when I was married, even when I was in the hospital having babies. And my co-founder and I joke and we say, like, if one of us dies, the other person better release the software, because we do not want to not release after 3-4 years of this. We can't stop that. So from a team perspective, we couldn't be more proud than where we are today.
That's great. I love the whole distributed team, and growing 50 people in this space is a big accomplishment. That's fantastic. So in terms of traction, you guys are a leader, I would like to say, but in terms of the actual numbers, what are the numbers as far as what you can share with traction?
Yeah, sure. Great question. We're really open about this. Exodus doesn't keep track of a lot of things inside the application. So like, if you asked me today, how much assets does Exodus hold? I can't answer that for you because we choose to not give that information away because we don't know it. I don't want to know it. I can tell you how many downloads Exodus has. We're over 4 million at this point in time. As far as people that are using the product on a daily basis, we do keep track of exchanges inside the application because obviously if you're exchanging, you want to make sure you get that exchange fulfilled on the other side of things. And so with that exchange volume, just like probably with anything, with your podcast viewers, with YouTube, when the market rages up, we have a lot more people that use the product. And then when it goes down to, where we were in February and everybody's looking at each other like, is this thing actually going to go anywhere? It was kind of boring sometimes.
Yeah.
So it goes up and down. But for us, we just continue to focus on the product, build. And I think that our greatest accomplishment for us is that we really didn't do a lot of advertising in the beginning. We focused our energy and effort on the product, and people just luckily just talked to each other. And they were like, hey, check this out, it's cool. For us, that was the best kind of way to get more users. And we feel like that was just a good early choice.
Nice. So now that we've gone over the founding story, how you started the company, how big the team is, over 50 people, over 4 million downloads, that is pretty substantial. So now technology. You can mention what you want to mention, and I always like to keep this open-ended, but I will say that just to chill Exodus for a little bit here, the design is something that I find to be so intuitive, and I'm a fanboy, as I mentioned before to preface the interview, but the design is so intuitive and the mobile application is phenomenal. I mean, in terms of putting it next to things like any competitors out there, it is extremely sleek and easy to use. So in terms of technology, you guys pride yourself on design, but can you talk a little bit about like the importance within the team of design and how that goes within the team?
Yeah, okay. This is really interesting because what's cool about this is no one asks about this, and we love this because everybody that's involved in crypto is so interested in like just math and like all this crazy crypto stuff, which is awesome, that no one really thinks about this. I love this question because Exodus is a design-driven company. And so everything starts at Exodus from design. It doesn't start from crypto. So what's cool about Exodus is that when you see what you see on the screen, no one's thinking about Bitcoin. No one's thinking about Litecoin. No one cares about EOS. All they care about is, does this line, is this actually connecting? Does it look cool? And how can it animate? Is it going to make you feel good when it grows and shrinks? That's like the most important thing to us, because what we want to do is we want to talk to people and say, when you open Exodus, we want you to have this emotional reaction inside of you that you're like, oh, whoa, this is awesome. And it feels really good. Because for us, if you feel good, you're going to tell somebody else about it. And whether you use Exodus or not, we want you to spread cryptocurrency. And so I think of it kind of like Elon Musk says like, yes, our cars are saving the earth, but by the way, you can go really fast in them. And so that's what people like. And so when people open up Exodus, they see that and they're like, oh, this is sweet. And they want to go show and tell other people about it. And then that brings them into the cryptocurrency space. So for us, it is one of the most important things in our whole company. We start with design. We always start with design. It starts there. And then we go to the developers and say, hey, can you build this? And a lot of the times they are like, no, you're crazy. There's no way we can do that. And then we work backwards. But it's cool because we have what we want. Like it's shown on the screen. We can show them. And then we build to that end goal. And I think that's why it looks so different and feels so different than anything else a lot of people have ever seen.
Yeah, and that is pure truth right there, in that it is user-focused because everything is intuitive and you can feel it. Like right when you open the mobile application now, there's not even words on send and receive, and you just know what to press, which is a testament to design. So in terms of what's coming, what can you share? What are you excited about when it comes to this year, maybe next year, and maybe just 5 years out or something?
Yeah. Oh, these are really good questions. It's cryptocurrency is like getting so cool because like we've seen all these DeFi things and there's all these greats like compound finance and BlockFi, and everyone's like really getting into all these great things you can do with finance. The thing that they're not doing though is they're not making it super simple for people to actually use them. I like my mom, probably like your parents, they have cryptocurrency. I want nothing more than my mom to get interest on her crypto, but I cannot tell her, go do this, click this, download this thing, move it here. And so what excites me about the future is all of these like situations that people are seeing in traditional finance, they're building it in cryptocurrency. We now can, just like Exodus, take those things and make them super simple and super easy for everybody to use. And so we're looking at all these things right now, and people email us all the time and saying, can you please stake this? Or can you please do this? Or can you please do that? And so for us, we're now looking at what would be the best thing to start to build on top of Exodus with all of these new platforms and things coming out.
Nice. Very cool. Just hints there towards what's coming in the future. I like it. So for viewers and listeners that are listening in, where do you want them to check out Exodus? Where can they find you guys?
So you can go to exodus.io and check it out there. If you're on a mobile phone, you can type in Exodus in the App Store. You'll see it. It's kind of come up there and you can download it. If you have Exodus and you like aren't a big fan of software wallets, which we totally understand because you are worried about security, Exodus is now partnered with Trezor, and you can actually like have a Trezor and just use Exodus, but not even have your money inside of Exodus at all, which is for us was bananas because we all at our company have hardware wallets, and so we use these kind of hardware wallets inside of Exodus as well. So there's a lot of ways you can interface with Exodus and just kind of pick your own flavor, so to speak.
Very cool. Well, thanks so much for sitting down with me today, Daniel. This was a lot of fun, and all the links and everything will be in the description below. But thanks again, man.
Absolutely, and thanks for the good questions about design. Much appreciated.
For sure.
That is it for my interview with Daniel, the CEO of Exodus. It was so much fun going to the event in LA this past weekend and hanging out with a lot of different creators in the community there at Crypto Spaces. And the fact that they have 4 million people using it and that they don't really track a lot of the things that are going on the platform. They keep track of the exchanges, like he said in the interview, just because that's how they're making their money. But in terms of like how many assets the users are actually holding, they don't keep track of that, which is actually pretty powerful. That is sticking to the belief that cryptocurrency started upon, which is sovereignty and people being able to control their own wealth and be their own bank. So that is it for this episode. I hope you guys like it. If you did, slap a like on this video. Let me know that you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe. We're doing all sorts of amazing content in the coming months and weeks here. So I will see you on the next episode of Hack Crypto.
Cut.
Wow, Brad. I'm rolling.